Hello guys, meet Sweet Shocker here, and today I thought that I'd bring you a video, or a different kind of video that I've never done before on this channel. I will be talking about my thoughts on the recent news in the CS scene, and yeah, I think that we should just head right straight into it. So the first piece of news that I want to get my thoughts on is that ESL have changed their VAC rules for the tournament that they're organizing, and that is, for example, ESL, which is ESL 1, which is like ESL 1 Cologne, ESL 1 New York, um, and ESL Pro League, and what's my IEM, the IEM tournaments, IEM Katowice, IEM Oakland, and so on. So they've changed back rules, which now says that um, they will allow backband players to compete in the tournaments. Backband players that was banned in like in the past 2 years, basically, which means that players like Kukli, for example, or Kali, I don't know how you say it, and Dreamer, for example, Emilio, all those guys will get to compete again on the top tier level if a team is willing um, to obviously recruit them. Now, I feel like I know how to feel about this. I don't feel that it's a positive thing because you're basically saying or sending out a message that, hey, you can cheat, but you're not going to get permanently banned from our tournament. Just going to get, a chance to play again. Um, and that is the wrong message to send out. I don't think that they're doing that. That's the purpose of that that's the purpose of the change, basically. But I mean, you never know. I think that this is more of a payback to Valve because, as we know, Valve chose to give the major to PGL, and both ESL and DreamHack, for example, had sent in their pitches to Valve, but Valve obviously denied them. You know, just say fuck off. We don't want you to organize the major, and instead gave it to PGL. So I can imagine that this is like some sort of comeback or some sort of revenge, rather, um, to show that, right, you're not going to give us major. Well, then we're going to allow backband players to compete in our tournaments, basically. Um, and another thing that I don't really like about this is that it's going to raise the discussion about the players who were banned from match fixing, which was the Agua Power players most famously, Days, Steel, and Swag, and then you have, uh, was it Effexio, I think, and someone else, who I don't really remember. Those four players got banned for match fixing, as we all know, but they're not going to get unbanned by ESL. And I don't know, it feels like many people say, oh, if you can ban or if you can unban uh, players who have cheated in the past, why not unban match players who have been match fixing? Because it's still they've still been, I don't know how to say, breaking the rules. Um, Basically done something that is wrong, and they should be punished. Both should be punished. I believe, in my opinion, that players who have been cheating should get a much harsher punishment than match fixing. But it also depends on individual cases, in my opinion. Not when it comes to cheating, obviously, but if you look at if a top tier player would cheat, um, for example, let's say Oldmeister will cheat. Yeah, well, fuck you. You're gonna get a lifetime ban. You don't. You're already in top tier scene. Why cheat? Or why even cheat your way to the top? That's just. I mean, that would just make make the scene look worse from the outside. Um, But on the other hand, if you look at match fixing, and if you look at the IBA Power players case, this happened. The whole match fixing case happened before Valve actually implemented a rulebook, which said that you're not allowed to match fix. Um, and you can talk about moralic things and ethics, but if there's not a law or any rule, then you can't really punish, in my opinion. You can't really punish the players, and um, they should get unbanned, and especially by ESL, because when you do this, you're just you're just sending wrong signals, bad signals, and you're also making your company look bad. Well, for example, let's say a new a new player comes into the game, he starts to get interested in the CS:GO pro scene, starts watching tournaments, and you know he'll then he'll then read this article that I'm looking at right now and see that ESL has allowed players who were banned sometime for the past 2 years to come back. Um, and let's say if that happened in soccer or floorball, no, you would get permanently banned, lifetime ban, no talk about it. But here, nah, 2 year ban, didn't get to come back. And I mean, it's just sending out. I mean, they're not being really a good role model for anyone at all when they're doing this. Um, people will look at this rule and say, okay, I can cheat, and then I'll just get to come back, and play tournaments again in 2 years, no problem. And I think that that's wrong. So yeah, um, in my opinion, either you unban both cheaters and match fixers, or you don't unban anyone. Because it'll just heat up things within the community between players, between players and organizers as well. Um, and one thing that I'm kind of also worried about is that apparently the people who work for ESL, like for example, Uberschaltz, Sadokist, Pansy, those guys, they didn't know about this. They didn't know that ESL were going to do this. They got to know, they got to know the news along with everybody else. And I think that that's kind of weird. I think that people outside of, I mean, not not necessarily Uber shots. I don't know if Uber and Pansy are working for ESL and only doing ESL events, but I think they are when it comes to CS:GO at least. And they might be biased because if they say something wrong and if they disagree or get in a fight, boom, you're fired. Sure, they could go freelance, but you know, you're not going to get to do tournaments for ESL even if you're freelance in that case. But if you're a freelance caster, for example, like said Christian Henry G, there shouldn't be too big of a problem, to say, I think that this is wrong, but it's not on me. Um, it's just my opinion, and I have the right to express my own opinion. And yeah, I think that that's about it here in this one. And I actually think that we should move on to the next piece of news, which is that Pimp is leaving Liquid. Yesterday, Liquid wrote on their website, basically here, no, they didn't, here, that Pimp has officially requested to be transferred. Now, I don't know how much of truth there is to this statement because there is something that's called does to DK, and it's basically a Danish website, news site, which is just CS:GO related. And you can see here that they have like blogs where, Jesus Christ, where professional Danish players get to, or Danish people who are relevant within the CS:GO pro scene get to share blogs about maybe tournaments or daily life things or just official games perhaps. And after reading through everything that Pimp has read, I can't really see anything that would indicate that, I want to leave, I want to be transferred home. I didn't see any of that. To like the things that he wrote was that he wanted to stay with Liquid, he wanted to improve because he felt like things are getting better within the team and he still believed in the team. He didn't want um, to transfer or to leave. He wanted to fix things. He wanted to try and to win tournaments, to win titles with the team. And that's why I feel like that statement is confusing because it might very well be Liquid who's just saying, right, the team wants Pimp out or the org wants him out, but we can't say that because then there will be question marks from the community. So we have to say that Pimp has officially requested. Um, and also this um this the I don't say the sentence that they began negotiating with interested teams while they concurrently search for his replacement. And I don't really believe that. I don't know how much truth. I can't really say anything because I'm not in Liquid. I'm not within the scene. I don't really know a lot about what's going on and the things that are behind the decisions that are made within the scene. But to say that seems like meh. Because if I were the team owner, I'd say like go out in the community and say, right, Pimp wants to leave or Pimp has been kicked. We're taking offers from teams who would like to have him in the team, and that's it. And then they'll leave the rest to Pimp, perhaps. Like maybe the org would get some offers, and they'd give them all to Pimp. Like here, you have offers from Danish teams, you have offers from EU teams, you have offers from some N8 teams. It's your, it's on you now. We're not shit. Obviously they want to buy out, a reasonable buyout, but yeah. If I were the team owner, as I said, I would first and foremost look for a replacement and let Pimp play with the team while we're looking for a good replacement. And here is something that, I mean, who will replace Pimp? That is a good question, actually. I believe that perhaps, oh, what's it called now? Twist from Misfits might be a good shout. If you look at the recent game that Misfits had played, he has actually been performing good while the rest of the team hasn't been performing as good as Twist has. He has actually been the only guy with like 20, 20 plus kills, something. He has been playing really, really good. Um, and I believe that that could be a good pickup for Liquid. But also, as you might know, Hiko left left Optic. His tryout period is over now, and he's not staying there. So maybe they'll bring back um, maybe they'll bring back Hiko because he hasn't played under Stanislaw as in-game leader, and that might be interesting to see how he'll play and how he'll adapt. And he might as well come with input since he himself has been the in-game leader for Liquid before. Um, and then I also wonder what's going to happen with Pimp. I believe that he will go to a Danish team, or at least a European team, worst case scenario. I think that that a team in the Nordics is a bad shout, except Finland, perhaps, unless they can speak English. Um, and you can also count out Iceland, I believe, since they don't speak much English either. So it would be either a Danish, Swedish, or a Norwegian team, or just an English-speaking team. But it didn't work out that well, in Liquid in NA. So I'm not sure that he'll go for an English-speaking team again. Um, I mean, the whole thing seems kind of odd because if you look at his stats, he's not. It's not like he's been playing bad. His rating is 1.07. He's the highest rated player in the team, but he's been really inconsistent. Maybe not now lately, as you can see, not really inconsistent here, honestly, in November-ish, February. But you can see that like this curve, this diagram, it has a lot of upside downs, and it just shows the inconsistency that Pimp has had during his time in Liquid. And I know if they're doing the right choice or not. I know much what the team's thinking and how the players are. I know what their argument is for this, but fine by me. And now we have the last piece of news for this video, and that is that Jam is stepping down from Renegades. He will be leaving the team, and as we can see here, they will use Uber as stand-in. Katsa is coach, obviously. Utter will still be playing the Swedish player, and you have Justino Acer, Acer, I think you should say, and JK has left in the team. So this is an unexpected move actually. They lost Ricky, or Ricky, 2 weeks ago. He joined CLG and replaced Sabrosa there. And I can actually add that I believe that Liquid will pick up Sabrosa. I don't believe that they will do that at all. Same goes with Renegades. Renegades right now is looking into a Serbian player, I believe, and goes by the name of Nexa. He's been performing pretty good in the Serbian league. People say that he's been the best player there. So they're looking to fix visas and shit. We'll just have to wait and see if the trade will go through. Now, what I think would be best for the individual players, the core 3 players that is left in the team, which is JKS, Acer, and Justilo, is that they go and find another org, or at least they give Renegades a shot when they have gotten their shit together, and if it doesn't work out, just go and find a new org or new team. Because Acer and JKS has been Renegade's best performing players for a long time. They've been their best players. In my opinion, sure, they've been inconsistent from time to time, but in my opinion, they've still been the best performing players there. And Justilo has had a really high impact within the team when he came to Renegade. So I think that many NA teams would look to pick them up if they say, okay, we're leaving Renegades, come with offers. And if they feel that the team is right, if they feel that the chemistry within the team, within the roster is good for them, and if they're performing well, then they'll most likely leave. And I think that would be the best option for them, personally. But that's just what I think. What I now think will happen with Jam is that an A team will be looking to pick him up because Yam was the in-game leader of Renegades, I believe, and NA doesn't have many good in-game leaders, and in today's landscape in the CS scene, in-game leads are hard to find. So I wouldn't be surprised if ANN team would come with an offer like, "Hey, come an in-game lead for us." Perhaps Liquid might, or maybe not Liquid. Optic perhaps. Optic would be a good shout. The in-game leader, as far as I know. Um, Snap has been performing me as an in-game leader, and I think that it would be a step up for Optic. And if they would go through with the trade, I believe that it would be that they would be kicking Tarek. I believe so. Sure, Tarek performed well in the beginning, but I don't know, man. It doesn't seem like he has been performing that well as of lately. So, yeah, that's what I believe will happen with the team. And I don't really have anything more to say. Um, yeah, I'd like to thank everyone who has watched this video. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed the video and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and so you don't miss when I upload another video. If you have any feedback, any sort of feedback, mostly preferably constructive criticism, what I do, what I'm doing right. Is there anything that I'm doing wrong? Is there anything that I'm repeating over and over again? And also, if you think that I should do similar videos to this, like this, um, but yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.